deeper understanding of what it means to be a Pan-African.
Dear Black Americans, can we just give up on this whole Pan-African one love, brotherhood of man and sisterhood and all this, we are one and all that? Listen, let me tell you the reality on the ground, yeah? The average Ghanaian wants to go where you've come from. Let me tell you that is a fact. I've worked for the British High Commission before for many years. I've seen Ghanaians come in with documents showing they've sold their land, taxis, houses, even farmland, just to raise the money to get a visa to go to the UK. All this preaching about Malcolm X and what's the other one, Marcus Garvey, and we are all one. Sister, brother, they are not interested in that. Let me teach you Chi today. Yehia Sika. Yehia Sika. We need money because the average Ghanaian needs money to chop, to eat, to pay school fees, to open up his kiosk every morning to sell. The reality on the ground is life is hard in Ghana. They all want that life that you don't want. I'm a prime example. It's like we've crossed lives. We in the West, we want to come to Africa to enjoy because we're done with there. We've been there, done it, seen it. They also want to go there to do it, see it, done it there, to get money, to build houses, to have a better future. Some Ghanaians hate Ghana. Let me tell you, I know Ghanaians that say they hate Ghana for everything that it stands for. So please, all this coming in like you are the black savior to come and teach Africans about pride and self-worth and knowing that you're an African and coming to teach and preach. Sister, brother, save your breath. They're not interested. They don't even know what you're talking about because for them it's survival. It's survival. Every day in this Africa is a survival. Light off, no water, living conditions. And you're here coming to talk about Marcus Garvey. That's not going to feed anyone here. If you want to come and embrace Africa with all your beads and all your braids and your, your dreadlocks and your dashiki, and you want to have that true African experience, wonderful. But leave the Africans alone to fight for their lives and get on with their lives. The preaching is enough, please.
You know, and this is for the Pan-African nation for a minute, because I know that the Pan-African believes in what they believe. They believe in the motherland, believes in, that we're all Africans and stuff like that. I want to know what you think about this video. I want to know what you think, what your reaction is going to be, because it's kind of interesting that, for the people who's from the Pan-African community, they believe with their woman saying that one love, that I'm an African and I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm from the diaspora, blah, blah, blah. But you can, according to her, the people in Africa don't really care about us like that. Of course, the Black Americans. And I'm sorry that I'm to bust people's bubbles, but when it comes to people like ADOS or FBA or Freedmen, they've been telling everybody about this, the Africans, how they feel about this for so long, but they didn't want to listen to us. They didn't want to believe us. Now this woman is telling y'all how they really feel about us. This is mainly the reason why we call ourselves B1. Because it felt like, years back when Pan-Africanism is strong, when a lot of stuff that happened here, basically when it comes to, like for the Sean Bell situation, you see the Pan-African flags flying around. Believe in the motherland, believe in us, our freedoms. But then you got an African woman on her TikTok just said about how they really feel about black Americans. You see, this is mainly the reason why a lot of people like FBA or B1 or ADOS or even Freedmen. This is mainly the reason why they felt that they shouldn't have, quote unquote, letting immigrants taking over their neighborhoods, because people like her believes in that situation about, they said her country is Ghana, how Ghanaians, they think about survival. They don't think about what we say about one love, unity in the black community, unity in the black nation. They don't believe in that. And so when you hear stuff like this, and I read the comments on TikTok, some of them support what that lady was saying. My guess is they're from Africa themselves. So they basically understand what she was saying. But my point is that, when we have to do for ourselves now. And this is mainly the reason why reparations is also important, because if we get reparations, then they're going to say, well, what about us? We need reparations too. But at the end of the day, yet most of us was born in this country. And we've been here since day one. And with the redlining, with the civil rights movement, with the slavery going on, we've been here. And now you have a woman like that is speaking against black Americans. And yes, there are some Pan-Africans want Africa, love Africa, the African diaspora. But the thing of it is that this woman is telling you, leave them alone. They ain't worried about all this and all that. They worry about themselves, how to survive and all of that. But I believe most Africans in the continent believe in that. They try to tell you, and she's one of them. Sometimes we just have to, as black Americans, have to believe in ourselves now. Work on ourselves, because nobody else is going to work or support us. We need to work for ourselves. And these are people in Africa feel about us. They always felt about us, but some of y'all don't listen. Now, if it's like you said, you want to come to Africa, fine. Experience the African culture, fine, blah, blah, blah. But they really don't feel anything about us, how we felt. Because to them, it's all about them. In films, you see how a lot of most Africans feel about us too. Call us derogatory names like Akata and all that stuff. This is how they really feel about us. And I understand some of y'all who's in the Pan-Africanism community want us to say, yo, we're Africans too. We're African Americans, and even that been played out. People don't use African Americans anymore. They even use either Black Americans or B1. That's it. They don't even use African Americans, because to us, we felt like, okay, Black Americans, then you have people from the African diaspora come to America too. So we're all African Americans, and they don't want to use that. They don't want to use that term. So all I'm saying is this, is that we as Black Americans, either we're FBA, Freedmen, B1, or ADOS, whatever y'all want to call ourselves now, we need to morally focus on ourselves and fight for reparations within our community. Don't worry about anybody else's community. They're gonna run their mouth and say, "Oh, what about us? We want to need reparations too." No, y'all don't. It's the people that have been in this country since day one, which is Freedmen, FBA, B1, ADOS, whatever you want to call yourselves. We built this country first, and they try to push us back. And now this lady just told you how they really feel about us. any African continent, in the motherland. This is what they feel about us. And saying y'all want to believe in African diaspora unity. And she said exactly what we tried to say, but y'all didn't want to listen. So y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next video. This is Langston signing off. Deuces.